Hi everyone, in this lecture we are going to talk about CSS opacity. You could call it opacity as well. CSS opacity defines or declares the degree to which a CSS box or an HTML element is transparent or opaque. I think the reverse of transparent is opaque. So first I'm going to create an empty div, and then I'm going to create two more CSS boxes. But as long as they're in HTML, they're called HTML elements. So let's dive into our images folder. We have not used images in so long, and we know how we can select images if they are in a different folder than the HTML element. So the first one is going to be Finch, and I'm going to say, basically I'm just going to say Finch. I'm not going to overthink it. The second one is going to be slash, it's a Unisheep. Unisheep. At least that's what I call it. So this is these are our images. What I'm going to do first is, let's zoom out so we can see both of them. So this is our Finch and this is the Unisheep. I'm going to grab the div and I'm going to say height is 250 pixels. You need to provide dimensions because the div doesn't have any content. When it doesn't have any content, it is shrunk to 0. Therefore, let's unshrunk it. What is the word? There we go. So there is a div, but it doesn't have a background color. Now, one way of providing CSS opacity is providing it within a color code, either hexadecimal or RGB or HSL. And the color code is going to be A, which refers to alpha, or usually alpha channel. That's what it refers to. So I'm going to say alpha channel. It's not like Netflix or something. It's just it's a color channel. There we go. And I'm going to say background color. Now you need to provide it within the RGB. So first I'm going to say 255, 225. I'm going to, this is 72, 82, 82. And 112. Now the fourth value is going to be the transparency. The higher the value is, the more opaque the object is going to be, or the box, and the lower the value is, the more transparent the box is going to be. So if I say 0.6, it's 60% opaque and 40% transparent. And when you provide a fourth value, you need to provide the alpha channel after the B. So it is RGB and then A. There we go, RGBA, 72, 82, 112. Let's save that. There we go. So it's a little bit opaque. If you get rid of that and get rid of the alpha channel, this is what the color actually looks like this. But if you provide it, this is what it is going to look like. Let's zoom out. Okay, there we go. And I'm just going to provide it with an HSL value as well. And this is going to be HSL and then A. Therefore, you need to provide 4 values, 22% for this one, and 36% as well as 0.3. So it is 0.3% transparent and 0.3% opaque and 0.7%. What am I even saying? It's 30% opaque and 70% transparent. There we go. You can see that it's more transparent. We could also grab our images using pseudo classes. Image and child image, which is the second child. Let's provide it with a position of absolute. This is the second child. Where is the second child image? This is the image which is the first child, and this is the image which is the second child. Image, which one? And let's just provide it with a border. I think I've explained it in reverse. Solid red. This is good because now you'll understand what it is that I actually mean. So image, that is the second child. So within this body container, we have 3 children. The second child is this image. So we are talking about the Finch. But where did the sheep go? The sheep went beneath the image of the bird. Why? Because when you take this image out of the document flow, and I'm just going to say 20 so you can see that we are actually talking about this bird. When you take any element out of the document flow, the rest of the elements, they're going to be displaced, you could say. The reason for that is because that element is taken out of the document flow, so is the space that was occupied by that element. That space is going to go away as well. So the rest of the elements, they're going to take up that space. They're going to occupy that space. Now, what does this have to do with what we are going to do here? Now, this is one way of selecting this finch. And you can see that we have actually selected this finch. That's why it has been, the border has been applied on it. This is one way of checking which element it is that you have chosen. The other way that we could use is using a more strict or a stricter CSS selector, pseudo class selector. So I'm going to say first of type. Now, if we take a look at here, we have, this is the container, we have this one, this is div, this is an image, and this is another image. So the type of div with the image, they're different. What is the first image? What is the first element in here and within this container whose type is image? This is that element. Therefore, we are actually selecting this one. And what am I actually trying to do here is I'm actually trying to do a different kind of opacity. So if I provide it with 0.5, you will be able to see the unisheep beneath the bird. There we go. So it's 50% transparent, 50% opaque. This is how you can come up with, I guess, awesome effects. Maybe I may not be able to do it, but I'm sure you can do it. That's it for this lecture. See you in the next one.